Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Beyond the Forecast. I'm StormTracker 8 forecaster Tyler Hall here, and today on this Friday before the big game, I'm here with our very own chief meteorologist, Matt DiNardo. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. A lot going on this weekend. Obviously, opening ceremonies of the Olympics today. We have the big game, the Super Bowl this weekend. There's so much going on. I really like the fact that you wore your Seahawks gear today. That's awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, you gotta blink again here, Matt, and see that it's actually Patriots gear. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So we wanted to talk about a few things today. First of all, yesterday we mentioned that there was a big winter storm back in 2010. This appears to be a 2-day event, so it ended today back in 2010, Matt.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Areas well south of Richmond really ended up with more of a sleet mixture, so a lot less there. We did mix it with some sleet here, but this was a pretty sizable storm, one that JB and I think we covered pretty well. It's a long time ago, 2010. It was 16 years ago. Wow, how did that time fly so quickly? Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Exactly.
As they always say. So we wanted to get into a few topics today. So here we go. So the weekend weather, we do have a system that's approaching us as we speak into tonight. And then, of course, the winter games and then the big game on Sunday. So first and foremost, getting into this weekend, wanted to talk about the big picture of things across the country. So there is some wintry precipitation approaching us from our west and northwest this afternoon, Matt.
Yeah, that's a pretty quick system sliding out of the Great Lakes. Typically, when they come out of Canada, the Great Lakes, they don't have a lot of moisture. I know that Viper real-time radar seems to show a lot of moisture, but a lot of that probably not going to reach the ground. We were talking about this off the air just a few minutes ago. The air is very dry. Even though it's chilly out there, it's going to take a while to saturate the air and get that to fall.
Right, yeah, we were talking about this back in the weather office, and I even mentioned it on 8 News at noon that it was likely just flurries out by Buckingham and Fluvanna counties. And again, yeah, the dew point is much lower than the temperature, so it's very dry outside, very bone dry. So it's going to take some time to moisten up the atmosphere later on this afternoon.
And with temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40 for areas south of Interstate 64, we might actually see some rain showers as those snowflakes go down and melt on the way down before it changes over to rain showers with that cooler air. And that's really the second part of the story. Behind that front, this is a substantial shot of Arctic air once again.
Yeah, it is. This weekend's going to be cold and windy. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. So this is the rest of the afternoon and evening, Matt. Again, some showers, some rain showers, some snow showers. Accumulations are expected to be very minimal with this situation through tonight.
Which is great. Then you see the clearing skies coming in after midnight tonight. And that's going to be the prefaces of the, or I had the wrong word there, but of the Arctic air coming on in. And boy, it is going to drop quickly in terms of temps, and the winds are going to be super strong.
Yeah, the winds are expected to be a big story tomorrow, that with the well below average temperatures. So, yeah, it's going to be a very cold day. If you have to be out and about at all tomorrow, obviously cover every inch of exposed skin. This reminds me of last Saturday. Last Saturday was cold and windy at times, and we're going to do it all again tomorrow as well, Matt.
I mean, gusting, 35 to 40 mid-afternoon through early evening tomorrow. We're going to push those wind chill values down into the single digits at times, especially as we start off the day tomorrow. And then if you're heading out for dinner or maybe a movie tomorrow night, we're a week out this Saturday from Valentine's Day, and sometimes because Valentine's Day is so packed in terms of the restaurants, many people will go out this weekend. Got to bundle up, as you said.
Yeah, bundle up, warm up the car, all that good stuff if you're going to be out and about on Saturday. And more into that part of the story here. So first on Saturday appears to be occurring during the midnight hour, and then temperatures will be dropping basically the rest of the day tomorrow. But look at what it's going to be feeling like tomorrow morning, Matt, between 5 and 10 degrees above zero.
Yeah, there's your single digits mid-afternoon. As we climb back into the lower to mid-20s, we push low teens in terms of your wind chill. But again, heading out tomorrow night, single digits, and then early Sunday morning could be around zero. That's when the wind will start to slacken off as we get into early Sunday. That's why you see the wind chill values start to climb back up there. But if you're waking up early Sunday morning, go out to church services, bundle up for that as well.
Yeah, the whole weekend expected to be cold. Windy day tomorrow, as we were saying, that 31 likely occurring during midnight Saturday, and then temperatures will be dropping off. The wind chill out there, huge story tomorrow. Going to be feeling like the mid-teens, low teens, as Matt and I were saying. Yeah. For Saturday, and then Sunday is expected to be less windy. So we get into the next topic here, which is the Winter Olympics. Again, the opening ceremony is happening tonight. Competition has already started with a couple of sports starting. And again, there's 16 sports overall happening in the Winter Olympics. But this is what's happening tomorrow, Matt.
There's a lot going on. You mentioned there was some figure skating earlier today. There's been some hockey. There's been, of course, curling. Yesterday there was big air snowboarding. But now we're going to continue with curling. Got freestyle skiing, alpine skiing, of course, more hockey, cross-country skiing. Boy, you have to be in some strength. Cross-country is, it is insanely,
intense.
Oh, my gosh, and those skiers, great body physique, amazing stamina. It's awesome. Then luge, you've been impressed with luge because you're like, it's a little dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, luge and skeleton, I was like, ooh, wow. That.
So luge to me,
seems pretty risky.
Look, I'm not doing either, okay?
Right.
Because we're calling the ambulance. But at least luge to me, I'm feet first, whereas skeleton, I'm like 2 inches off the ice with my chin going down. Yeah.
Thank you.
A lot of bad things are going to happen if Matty D does that. So.
Right, absolutely. Same here. Speed skating should be fun. Ski jumping, snowboarding, I really get into. That's a lot of fun. I think yesterday we had on big air, kind of preliminary rounds. They go way up in the air and do some crazy twists and turns.
And they were talking about, like back in the day, I was a skateboarder. Long time ago, right? And that was the time when Tony Hawk was in his infancy, and he would do things like a 360, then a 720. He was the first to nail a 1080, right? It's crazy stuff. Now these guys are doing like 2700s, 36. They're spinning. It's insane what these guys are doing on boards. It's awesome in that respect. Yeah.
Yeah, and same with figure skating. Lots of twists and turns, lots of artistry, if you will, lots of talent behind that sport as well.
And there's an amazing American woman who is, I think, in her fifth Olympics, if I read that correctly. And she is pride. She's the pride and joy of USA. Should take the gold to help them get the team, but also individuals. So pretty awesome stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start next week really starting to show the medal count as it's just starting. So next week we'll start to get some counts on that. But looking pretty good for opening ceremonies as we're looking at the Italy Futurecast here heading into the weekend.
The weekend, by the way.
Right, through the weekend, looking pretty good here, which is certainly good news. So looking forward to obviously watching that the next couple of weeks and rooting on for USA, of course.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, Sunday, the hype begins. Well, the hype's begun all week, right? It's really, to me, it takes away from the game. I love football. You know that. We talk football all the time in the weather office, right? And
me too.
Everybody knows I'm a diehard Steelers fan, but it's a week of just junk leading up to the Super Bowl, and
it is.
Let's get the game on already.
Right. I know. I think it was last night they had the NFL honors, which is always a big deal, right?
So of course, Mike Vrabel, winning the Coach of the Year, that was an automatic. He's done a tremendous job with the Patriots, and then a 1-vote difference between Stafford and Drake May.
Oh,
Stafford
wow! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, MVP, 24-23. Just incredible stuff, But hey, NFL, let me just kind of do this for you. You need to get people on the stage that can pronounce the NFL players' names stop just getting, celebrities, because it really has ruined the entire event now. Yeah.
Okay, then. We're going to move on to...
If you can't pronounce JSN's last name,
Right.
maybe we don't say it. If you can't pronounce Vrabel, we got a whole other issue going on, too.
Right. Yeah. Well, I didn't watch it, so I can't speak to that. But
it's all. I mean, it's all over. It's god awful how they butchered the names.
Oh.
Verbal.
Yeah.
Mike Verbal was the.
Oh wow.
Really? Verbal?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So. Past couple of days, I made a lot of fun, and you and also Jessica have made, the whole team has made fun big game graphics. I threw this one together. So there's a couple of players from the Richmond region that are playing in the big game. Travion Henderson, running back of the Patriots, and also Morgan Moses, an offensive tackle for the Patriots. So pretty cool.
Yeah, Travion, of course, is a rookie, has had an amazing year, with tremendous rushing. Of course, I think in the first preseason game, he returned a kickoff for a touchdown, which was like, lights out. It was awesome. Morgan Moses, 12 years in the NFL.
Right.
Just great stuff. I mean, that and Madeline Frentress actually did a feature on both of them a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And then she and sports director Nolan Knight on the Nightcap 2 days ago, they did a whole thing about the Super Bowl, and they talked extensively about them. So if you haven't checked it out, shameless plug, WRC Plus, what you're watching right now, go check out the Nightcap, the most recent one, talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so pretty cool anytime you have players from, the local level playing in the big game. So that's pretty cool. And did some more digging here, some notable big games. You had the Purple Rain game back in 2007, played in Miami, Florida. It was the wettest big game on record. It was pouring buckets the whole time. Yep. We had Prince singing Purple Rain during the halftime show. That's why it's called that.
And to me, one of the best halftime shows ever. I'm old. I know. Look, I mean, I'm just an old guy. Prince hit my timeline, right?
Yeah,
so,
he's very good, very talented.
I know nothing about Bad Bunny, so I'll go into this year's halftime and I'll hear it and I'll learn a little bit about Bad Bunny. Last year, I didn't. I guess there was all kinds of hidden messages that skipped over me, and I was like, "This is not me." I don't know. Right. I did like the Shakira one. I mean,
yeah, that was good.
And I loved the Jay-Z one. Because that.
That was just a lot of fun.
Well
that was
done.
a lot of
anyway,
fun.
Let's move on here. So coldest outdoor game, 72.
In New Orleans, ironically enough, 39 degrees at kickoff.
So this is interesting. So we talked about this off the air because a lot of times either Super Bowls are played in warm climates, Miami, Southern California, etc., or they're played indoors in the domes. But back in 72, it was held at Tulane Stadium because there was no New Orleans Superdome, so and so it was outside, and it just kind of cool how the game is. Look, in my opinion, play the game outside. The game is meant to be played in the elements. That's why Green Bay works so well. That's why Three Rivers and New England, Gillette Stadium and the Meadowlands, they work so well because the weather can be a factor, and you want it to be a factor. When the air conditioning is blowing at 3 miles an hour, it's not really that exciting to me. So.
Right. Yeah, and I would also add Buffalo to that list. And
so now Buffalo's newest
Carolina
stadium coming in
is
going to be like 3/4 dome. It's going to be still open hole.
Okay, interesting.
So it'll be cold. It'll still have some wind, but they're actually sheltering some of the wind around it. It'll be interesting to see how that plays. But you're right, Carolina's another one for sure. Yeah. Arrowhead.
Yeah,
Denver.
Arrowhead. Yep.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yep. All right. Seattle for sure. Anyway.
Where it's being played Sunday, Levi Stadium, which is outdoors in San Francisco. Yep. We'll get into that in a little bit. But the windiest game, we were talking about this yesterday because Matt's beloved Steelers was playing in this game. They were dealing with 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
Yeah, that was the last time we had won a Super Bowl. That was our 4th of 4, and we did 2 on, 1 off, 2 on. And that was against the Rams and Vince Ferragamo. It was, for some reason, it didn't really affect Bradshaw's passing. But let's be honest, okay? Tyler, you and I could have been the quarterback of that team and still won. Like, There was so much talent on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. Just put the ball up. Lynn Swan, John Stallworth are going to catch it. Franco's going to pound it. And then good luck trying to avoid our defense back then. I mean, that's where the Steel Curtain made its heyday. And, yeah, so pretty awesome stuff. But that was 4 of 4 that we went into. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of other kind of facts here. So the Patriots and Seahawks have only played in the big game once back in 2015.
Controversial game.
And, yeah, the very end of the game, very controversial call by the Seahawks where instead of running the ball at the 1, they passed it and unfortunately turned over the ball for them. And as a result, the Patriots won the game 28-24 back in 2015.
You had the best running back in the game.
Right, Marshawn Lynch. Yep. Beast mode.
Right. You were at the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fall forward and get in.
Right.
And decided to pass?
Yeah.
It's still a decision that probably haunts every Seahawks fan and probably haunts Marshawn Lynch as well, going, what are we doing here?
Right. Yeah. No kidding. It was interesting for sure. So we'll be asking, I know we actually have a poll on this, but who are we rooting for in the big game? And so far, some votes have been in, WRC.com/speakup. 60% people so far are rooting for the Seahawks.
We're going to hold our picks until the end of this, Tyler.
Okay. Yeah, that's
because I mean, I think we kind of know who you're going for. So, but we'll also give scores too. So I want you to be thinking on this one.
Yeah, I was already kind of thinking that.
So who will win Sunday? As you said, there were 6 titles so far for the Patriots. You know what other team has 6 titles?
The Steelers. I knew you were going to say that.
And the nice thing is, we didn't have to cheat or deflate the balls to get our 6 titles.
Okay, we're going to move on. Oh, here we go. So the big game on Sunday evening. Again, the weather looks fantastic in San Francisco, Matt.
It does. 62 at kickoff. I think the actual kickoff is like 6:28 or something like that. I just put 6:30 to make it easy, right? Halftime looks pretty good there as well. And then some extra clouds coming in toward the final whistle. I mean, wouldn't it be great if we have, overtime? That would be really cool for a Super Bowl. But either way, let's just have a good game. So
yeah, looking forward to the game, and perhaps you're doing some grilling outside. This is back here in Central Virginia. It's gonna be cold, but certainly a good afternoon, evening to fire up the grill and get ready.
Get some ribs on the smoker. Get some
all that good stuff.
Maybe a little pulled pork early in the morning. Get it going because it takes 12 hours, right, to get that all good. Or if you're doing ribs, maybe you're doing the 3-2-1 method, or people do the 2-2-1 method on a smoker. I mean, it's good stuff, right? Or maybe you can do some brisket. You get it going the day before. You let it sit. Oh, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
And if you're not hungry after all that, I don't know what to say because I just got really hungry. Thanks, Matt. And speaking of food, we do have obviously, if you're not a cook and you have plans to go out to local restaurant, local bar to watch the game, looking pretty good for that as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be chilly, but you know what? Look, it's we've been dealing with the cold weather the entire year. It seems like, right? Since December, we had that after Christmas, we had a little bit of a break. But that's been it. So, yeah, just bundle up, enjoy the game, and have some fun.
Yeah, so did want to talk about the 8-day, and then we'll make our big game picks to wrap up the show. So here is the 8-day, getting into that. So, again, some scattered showers, transitioning over to snow showers. Accumulations are expected to be very light, very minimal. Tomorrow's going to be a cold and windy day. Good day for, indoor activities for sure. The big game on Sunday, going to be cold here, thankfully less windy, and then we're going to see a little bit of a warm-up heading into next week, Matt.
Yeah, and again, remind people that high that we have for Saturday is really at midnight tonight, probably during the daytime tomorrow. The best we get to is about 25 or so, So that's, remember, the wind chills, single digit in the morning, single digit in the evening. I mean, it's going to be some cold stuff. That, again, we were talking about the warming trend as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday. That puts us back to normal. But we said, look, there were some people that were talking about, 60s and 70s are coming. I said, no, they're not. And,
not so fast.
Don't see it. Yeah, this pattern is not changing anytime soon.
No, it's not. So gonna be a cold weekend, good weekend to watch the big game. So Matt, I have a funny feeling you're gonna go for the Seahawks.
So okay, so I'm gonna preface this. The answer is yes, I am, right? and part of that is to me, defense wins championships, right?
Does.
That's how we've won
Yeah.
all of our. And not that you guys don't have a great defense. Your top 5, Seahawks are 1, so that's really good there. I like Seahawks defense so much that I really wanted the Seahawks defensive coordinator to be our head coach. We didn't even entertain the idea. I think we're dumb. We being the Steelers. Fine, whatever. I think it's a low-scoring game because the defenses are going to be that good, right? So my prediction, people are going to hate me on this one, 15-12.
Oh, wow.
Seahawks. Like super low scoring. And I know people will hate this game if it's that way because that means it's basically a field goal kicking
Bunch of
game.
field goals, yeah.
Correct, right? And that's what I'm looking at. Or, maybe a touchdown and a 2-point, version kind of throw. That's just people love to see it aired out, and I think they're going to try. I just think the defenses are so good on both sides, and I give the edge to the Seahawks just a little bit. So real tight game. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 23-20 Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is going to be low scoring. There may be a turnover or two potentially, but yeah, I think the defenses are good on both sides. And again, we've had this poll throughout the show. Again, the Seahawks still favored, at least in this poll, 60%. I like the other option here, Matt. I'm not watching.
Look, I think that's just a bunch of malarkey.
Right.
Everybody watch it. If you're not watching for the game, you're watching for the commercials. You're
Yep.
watching for the halftime show.
Yeah, there's three aspects.
Look, this is the most viewed television thing every year. So you can't really tell me you're not watching. I just don't believe you. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, looking forward to that. And, of course, we're looking forward to getting out of this cold weather after this weekend. Coming up in a couple of hours on 8 News at 4, Matt will have your full 8-day forecast. Do you have anything else you want to add about the big game or the Winter Olympics or anything, Matt?
I wish you the best of luck, Tyler. Enjoy watching the game, and good luck to your Patriots. Like I said, think it's going to be a great game, and I hope everybody just sit back and enjoy the weekend, everyone. It's here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see you again soon for another episode of Beyond the Forecast.